Hi there, my name is Brian Crawford from Academic Technology for the College of Arts and Humanities, and today I'm going to be showing you a video tutorial of how you can share videos privately with other members of the University of Maryland. This is a request that we actually get quite often. People are either hiring a candidate for the department, and not every person who's a part of the search committee can be available. And so they want to make a video record of the candidate's lecture, or someone's coming to campus for a presentation, and not everybody that needs to be at that presentation can be available. So in the past, there has not really ever been a very good, elegant solution to this problem. A couple of years back, we might have suggested you use streaming media. However, that was a very complex and abstruse technology, which at this point is sort of outdated. You might also consider using services like Vimeo or YouTube for sharing your videos. However, these services can have limits to the file size, restricting the quality of the videos. They can also have privacy settings that are difficult to understand or not ideal for your situation. The other issue with these services is that if you want to keep an organized grouping of the content, say for instance, if you're hiring for a position and you want to keep all of the videos of the different candidates for that position in a single place, you would have to create a list of all the links to those videos, which is not ideal and can be difficult to manage. However, now we actually have somewhat of a tenable solution to this problem using Canvas, using the university's LMS. And it's actually quite simple, and I'm going to show you how to set that up using ELMS Organizations. So the first thing you want to do is open up your web browser and go to lms.umd.edu. And actually, before I get in too deep, I do want to say that actually the first thing that you want to do before you get to these steps is that you want to actually have the content created. You want to have your video files ready to go. And you want those video files to be about, depending, of course, on the length of time of the video files. If we're talking about a 90-minute lecture or a 2-hour lecture, you want it to be around maybe 1 gigabyte to 2 gigabytes. Anything more than that is probably much more information than you need to actually upload. Anything less than that might be compromising the quality of the video. So I just want to let you know up front that I'm assuming that you already have your video file ready to go. With that said, the first step is to go to LMS Management Tool. And now in LMS Management Tool, we will create an organization. And you just have to fill out this web form. And so I'm just going to put in some generic text. So for name, I'm going to call this Private Video Sharing Tutorial. For short name, I'm just going to call this Private Video. And for notes on usage, this is just for a tutorial. Obviously, it's up for you to figure out what is going to be most appropriate for each of these items in the form. Also, they give you a couple of options for the organization type. Once again, it's up for you to decide, considering the people that you're going to be sharing with this, sharing the content with, decide a organization type that best fits that grouping of people. For this tutorial, I'm just going to stick with committee. And we create the organization. And very good. Now we have created our organization. And we want to go to that organization now. So once again, we put in our directory ID. And as you can see, we are now in the private video organization. And the first thing that we want to do is we actually want to enable the required modules that will allow us to upload and share video content. So you go over to the left-hand toolbar and you select modules. And we click the Create a Module button, and we're going to call this ShareStream. ShareStream, by the way, is the name of the technology that the libraries use for handling online video content through the LMS. Now that we've created this module, we now want to add content. So we click on the gear icon, and we select Add Content. We want to add an external tool. and we go down, and there's two external tools that we want to add. The first is going to be online media reserves. So we add that. And now the next tool that we want to add is pick and play. Now, online media reserves and pick and play both use the same technology. They're both based on ShareStream, and they both deliver the same content. However, the difference is that pick and play is a much simpler user interface than online media reserves. However, online media reserves gives you much more power over your content. So I'm going to actually be showing you how to use online media reserves, and then for sharing the video files, once you've uploaded them, I would recommend using pick and play. However, for uploading the content, even though you can use pick and play, I'm going to show you how to use online media reserves because I think it's much more fitting for this situation. All right, and so we're going to go to online media reserves now. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add the content to the organization. So we select as you can see, this is the name of our organization, and we want to go to collection and select add asset. Okay, and so we're going to give our asset, our video file, a title. Usually this will be the title of the video. And actually, before I get too deep, I actually want to just sort of quickly show you the file that I'm going to be using. So let's bring up the Finder window, and I'm going to be using this video lecture that I recorded a few weeks back, given by Lamar Bruce. As you can see, I've already compressed it down to under 500 megabytes. That's because this was for American Studies, and they were going to share this privately on Vimeo. So we needed it to fit the 500 megabyte limit that Vimeo requires. However, like I said, I don't know that ShareStream has a file size limit. However, just as a best practice, a gigabyte, 2 gigabyte is probably where you want to be landing around. So for title, I'm going to call this Lamar Lecture. As you can see, I've done this before. Contributor, I'm going to list myself. And for the date, I'm going to list the date that I created the file, which was February the 25th. February 25th. In 2014, and from here I can select whether this is the date that it was created, valid, available, blah blah blah. Up to you to decide what is the most fitting. Now, important, we have to let ShareStream know what kind of asset this is. As you can see, there are a couple of different options that an asset can be. For this purpose, we want it to be video though, so we're going to choose video. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Asset Media Files tab. Now that we're in the Asset Media Files tab, we're going to browse for the file, which will open up a Finder window, and you're going to have to navigate and find the video that you want to upload. So we're going to select Open, and we are going to select MPEG H.264. Now, I should mention at this point, or I should sort of clarify what these options are. It depends on how you exported the video or how you transcoded the video in your editing application or in the video converting application that you might have used, such as Adobe Media Encoder or Apple Compressor or VLC. If you chose an FLV file, then you would want to go with Flash. But in most cases, you're going to want to go with H.264. And we scroll down, and it's up to you to decide if you want to add a downloadable version of the file. You can also upload a thumbnail for the image. And you can decide whether it's active or inactive, and whether it's individually owned, institutionally owned, or none. For this, I'm going to say that it's institutionally owned, and I'm also going to say that it is streamable. And now we're going to save the asset. I have found that this often takes a little bit of time. All right, and then after a little bit of time, you will see that the asset has been successfully saved. So we click OK. And now you can see that the Lamar lecture video shows up in our asset collection. We can play it here by clicking the play button. And as you can see, it's now streaming that video, which is cool. Now, as I said, there is also the pick and play module. And now I think that the pick and play is actually sort of a better way of then actually viewing the videos than the online course reserves. Because as you can see, it's a sort of a nicer interface. And when you come here, we can see that we have the Lamar lecture right here. And we can click play. And once again, it streams. We can go full screen if we want to. And all that good stuff. So, and then also people can add comments, which might be helpful if if you have a search committee for hiring. If you're hiring a candidate and people want to leave their comments on there, then you might have a system like that. So that's how you get the videos into ShareStream, and that's how you play the videos. The other thing that you're going to need to be able to do is add people so that you can actually share the content with the individuals that are involved with the group. So in order to do that, we go and we click on people. And we click on this button up here, the Add People button. And in here, we add the email addresses of the individuals that we want to share the video content with. And so as an example, I'm going to put in one of my interns' emails. And then click Add Users. And now she will be added as a, she is now been sent an invitation to join the group, which is now pending, and that is, of course, waiting her approval. So now a really cool feature about this is that if we go over to modules, I have since actually taken a break in the video and I've uploaded another video to make this point, but like I said earlier, if you're using Vimeo or if you're using YouTube, you would have to keep a list of the links to those videos, which, as I said, can be difficult to manage. It also might mean that people are going to have to fish through their emails in order to recall the videos. But as you can see, if you go into Pick and Play, we now have the two lectures that are associated with the same job hiring, and it's actually very simple to check them out. We can watch Lamar's lecture, and then right after finishing it, we then can just click on Jordan Camp's lecture. So it's actually very simple, and this is something that that streaming media as well as Vimeo and YouTube have not been able to offer you in the past. So anyway, I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I hope that that this is a solution that you can then use with your department and with your pedagogy. If you have any further questions or if there's anything else that we can help you with, please feel free to contact me. My name is Brian Crawford and my email address is bcrawfo2@umd.edu. You can also call my extension at 56211. Thanks for watching.